Well, good Sunday morning to you. I'm News 19 meteorologist Daniel Bonds. We're tracking the potential for severe weather this Sunday morning. We've had a number of severe thunderstorm watches, a few tornado warnings, not so much in our viewing area, but we've had some tornado warnings for parts of the Palmetto State. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect until 8:30. This does include parts of Calhoun, Lexington, Newberry, Richland counties, and you see a little bit of a sliver there of Calhoun and Orangeburg counties as well. You notice this line of showers and thunderstorms generally moving towards the northeast at about 55 miles per hour. So they're moving pretty quickly. They do have the capability of producing some damaging wind gusts. Can't totally rule out the possibility for some hail as well. This will be moving into the downtown Columbia area in the next few minutes and then into parts of Blythewood, Pontiac, and then eventually, if it does hang on, it'll move up towards parts of Kershaw County. Saw that little flicker there. We've got some lightning in and around our station as well. So frequent lightning being reported by our radar and being heard, or at least the thunder being heard. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Aiken, Bamberg, Barnwell, and Orangeburg counties. This one will continue until 8 o'clock. It is moving generally towards the northeast at about 55 miles per hour as well. And there is not necessarily in our viewing area, but some people may be impacted by this. Bamberg, Barnwell counties do have a tornado warning for another few minutes down that way. So we've had severe weather impact parts of our area. We're going to continue to see this activity generally move from west to east pretty quickly. So that's the good news. It's moving pretty quickly, and the good news is it's occurring during the morning hours. We've looked for some damage, haven't seen any damage reports as of yet. That is also good news. Bad news is these storms will continue to make an impact across the Midlands and the Palmetto State. We are under this tornado watch for a large part of South Carolina and most of the Midlands. It does include Kershaw, Lee, Sumter, Clarendon, Calhoun, Orangeburg, Lexington, Richland, and Aiken counties. And this watch will continue until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So a tornado watch in effect. So that is going to be an elevated threat, damaging wind gusts, obviously an elevated threat as well. Can't totally rule out the possibility for some hail and some flash flooding. So we got a lot going on this morning for early Sunday morning. That tornado watch is extended all the way into North Carolina, low country of South Carolina, over towards the PD and the Grand Strand. Once again, that will continue until 2 o'clock this afternoon. We're shooting for highs generally in the mid to maybe upper 70s. We're going to have to deal with that possibility for some showers and thunderstorms and maybe severe weather. Once this rain kind of moves on out, the cold front's going to swing on through. Our weather does improve for tomorrow with high temperatures. Looks like in the mid 60s. Those clouds will decrease throughout the day. And then looking ahead towards Tuesday, Wednesday, things really start to warm up back into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees on Wednesday. Our next best chance rain after today comes in on Thursday. Small chance for a shower or two as a cold front moves through. And as of now, we do have a small chance for maybe a shower or two on Saturday as well. But we'll go over this one more time. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Calhoun, Lexington, Newberry, Richland, a little bit of Orangeburg down towards parts of Newberry, a little sliver of Saluda as well. Again, this is moving generally towards the northeast at about 55 miles per hour. So moving pretty quickly at this point as we show you the lightning being reported, at least by our radar here, showing that lightning moving through it. And also we do have this severe thunderstorm warning that includes parts of Aiken, Barnwell, Bamberg, and Orangeburg counties until 8 o'clock. And we still do have that tornado watch in effect until 2 o'clock. So we're going to continue to track these storms as they impact parts of the Midlands and the Palmetto State. Again, that tornado watch does continue until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So you do want to be weather aware. If you are under a tornado warning at some point this morning, you'll go to the centermost part of your house, away from windows and doors, and you just really want to have a safe place to go at this point. So be prepared for the possibility for a tornado warning. As of now, we do have, well, take that back. We need to go on TV. Let's stop all this right now. Sorry. Sorry, Tony, I had to stop. We got a tornado warning. Good Sunday morning to you. I'm News 19 meteorologist Daniel Bonds. We are tracking severe weather moving through parts of the Midlands and the Palmetto State. We just got information from the National Weather Service that we do now have a tornado warning in effect for portions of the Midlands. So let's get right to it. This does include parts of Fairfield, Lexington, Newberry, and Richland counties. You can kind of see this red polygon here. We're tracking this severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado as it does continue to move generally towards the northeast at about 55 miles per hour. So it is moving pretty quickly. So if you are in this area that's underneath this warning, it does include parts of Fairfield, Lexington, Richland, and Newberry counties. At this point, you do want to go to the centermost part of your house away from windows and doors. So this is a warning. It means a tornado is likely occurring, or at least probably occurring at this point. So go to the centermost part of your house away from windows and doors. We'll get a little bit more information on this particular storm. I'm going to step out of the camera here and we'll go to the velocity product and see where these winds are kind of blowing. So we'll change over to the velocity product to see what's happening with this particular cell. Again, this is a tornado warning and this is going to continue for the next few minutes. We're going to zoom in really close here and you can see where this red and green are kind of coming together. This is our velocity product, right? Oh, it just moved, but you can still see this red and green where they're coming together. That would be where the tornado would be located. So it would be moving right over 76. It would be moving towards White Rock at this point. So again, if you guys are in this area where this tornado warning is in effect, it does continue until 8:15 this morning. You do want to go to the centermost part of your house away from windows and doors at this point. So tornado radar indicated. Take cover now as it's going to be moving generally towards the northeast pretty quickly at about 55 miles per hour. So this does include Interstate 26. This does include Highway 76 moving towards White Rock. Go ahead and take cover as the storm will be moving in your direction. We're going to take a little bit of a wider view here and kind of show you the areas that could be impacted if this storm holds together. We'll go ahead and make some clicks here. We're going to we'll go generally towards the northeast. So again, White Rock at about 7:50. So in the next few minutes, you're talking about the area near Ballantyne Elementary School, Dutch Fork Middle School, Oak Point Elementary School, and even Cedar Creek by 8 o'clock. So we're tracking this very closely, and you can kind of see as we zoom in close to it, this rotation right in here. So you have the winds going away from the radar and towards the radar. So you have this rotation right in there near White Rock. So once again, if you're in this area where the tornado warning is happening, go ahead and go to the centermost part of your house away from windows and doors at this point. And if you're upstream from this, Ballantyne, even up towards Cedar Creek, be prepared for the possibility for a tornado as well. Again, this is a tornado warning until 8:15 for parts of Richland, Lexington, Fairfield counties. Officially, Newberry is in this warning, but as we zoom in a little closer, you can see this rotation that's about to move over into Richland County. It's in Lexington now. It's just southeast of Chapin. It's going to be moving generally in this direction towards the, we'll say, northeast to east-ish. Latest indication moving at about 35 miles per hour. So it was moving a little faster earlier. Now it looks like it's moving at about 35 miles per hour. So White Rock, you guys are under the gun. You do want to go to the centermost part of your house away from windows and doors. We'll talk about a couple of the other warnings. They're not tornado warnings per se, but they are severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll go back to the radar product here and show you the lightning and the heavy rainfall that we are getting. So a couple of threats that we could see from this line of storms. Damaging wind gusts. Obviously the tornado warning that's in effect right now. have a lot of lightning being reported. But let's get some more information on this severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Calhoun, Lexington, Saluda, Aiken, Orangeburg, and Richland counties. That will continue until 8:30. So that's going to be going on for a little bit more time. And we do have another warning, a severe thunderstorm warning, is for the southern part of our viewing area. So let's get more information on that particular storm. Aiken, Bamberg, Barnwell, and Orangeburg counties. And it's this warning that will continue for another 12 minutes or so. So the biggest thing we're watching this morning is the tornado warning in effect. We'll go ahead and click on a few more things here. It includes Fairfield, Lexington, Newberry, and Richland counties until 8:15. So this goes on for about another 20 minutes. So if you're in this area, you do want to go to the centermost part of your house, away from windows and doors. Let's go back to the velocity product real quickly to see where this is moving. It's going to take a second to load up. All right, we're going to go back to that particular storm. Still a little bit of rotation right near White Rock. I'm going to kind of highlight it here. Regardless of if it's not producing a tornado, you can still expect some damaging wind gusts. But there's the location that would possibly be the tornado at this point. Again, generally moving towards this direction at about 35 miles per hour. We've had a couple of tornado warnings throughout this morning, mainly in the western part of the Midlands, or the Palmetto State, I should say. Haven't had any reports of damage as of yet, but again, if you're in this area, for parts of Fairfield, Lexington, and Richland counties, in particular near White Rock, you do want to go to the centermost part of your house, away from windows and doors. I was looking at some other velocity products here on my other computer. This is just northwest of Ballantyne. It would be right near White Rock at this point, moving towards Cedar Creek. So let's get another track on this, and we'll put it at about 35 miles per hour to see if it were to hold together. We'll zoom out a little bit here and put a track on it real quickly. All right, so the track about in this area. So we're talking Dutch Fork Middle School, Cedar Creek. If it does hold together, possibly towards Blythewood, 8:12. This warning does continue until 8:15. So again, tornado warning in effect for parts of the Midlands until 8:15. Now, meteorologist Dana Wilson is also here tracking the system. Dana, are you seeing anything in particular that we might need to mention to the viewers at this point? All right, let's keep looking at the track here. Again, tornado warning in effect. 8:15 for Lexington, Newberry, Richland, and Fairfield counties. We're tracking this one very closely. It looks like the rotation now, not as pronounced, but still there, just near White Rock. So if you're near White Rock, just moved over I-26, and the rotation, I'm not seeing very good rotation here, but again, keep in mind, in this area, I'm going to draw it here, through this area, well, let me change the, through here, you're still talking about some very strong wind gusts. Possibility we can get some velocity numbers on here, possibly 50-mile-per-hour winds, maybe even up to 60 in some of these locations. So you're still talking about the possibility for some damaging wind gusts. But again, the most important thing I think is the tornado warning that is currently in effect for parts of the Midlands and the Palmetto State. Here's the other severe thunderstorm warning. We have two warnings that are currently still in effect for parts of the Midlands. We'll switch the product here. Back to the radar. The lightning is still out there, producing some dangerous cloud to ground lightning. Let's see where I'm going to read up on some of this I'm also on another computer. Let's see, from the National Weather Service, rotation continues to wrap up with the circulation on the north side of Lake Murray. It's heading northeast towards I-26. It is between Chapin and Ballantyne. All right, that's what we just saw. Okay, that was the tornado warning. And we also do have the severe thunderstorm warnings that are going to continue at this point. That one that's for Calhoun, Lexington, Orangeburg, Richland counties, that will continue until 8:30. Wind gusts of 60 miles per hour possible. But again, haven't seen any reports of damage as of yet. We're still tracking the tornado warning though. We're going to zoom in a little closer to it. Again, this is a tornado warning until 8:15. At about 7:39, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was right over Dreher Island State Park, or 9 miles west of Highway 6 at the Lake Murray Dam. It was moving east at about 35 miles per hour. Looks like it's moving more towards the northeast at this point, but 35 miles per hour still looks like a pretty good estimate of how fast it's going. Some other locations, possibly White Rock, obviously, and then it's going to continue to move towards the Upper Richland Fire Station. Again, this is moving generally towards the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. We'll get another track on it as we change back to the velocity product, see if it still has that rotation that we saw earlier. Possibly still some very weak rotation. Doesn't look as pronounced as it was, and you notice they just updated that warning. The National Weather Service updated that warning, and now it only includes parts of Fairfield and Richland counties at this point. So they just updated the warning. It does continue for another 20 minutes, Fairfield, Richland counties. And so if you're in this area, this polygon area, you do want to take your tornado precautions. Go to the centermost part of your house, away from windows and doors. This possibly could be impacting the Fairfield County Airport. So you're talking about some of these areas in northern parts of Richland County. Blythewood, maybe Cedar Creek. We can zoom in a little bit closer and find some of these other areas. 269, Highway 321. This would be Monticello Road. So again, go to the centermost part of your house, away from windows and doors at this point. I'm going to go back to my other source here and see if the National Weather Service has said anything about the storm. And we also have Dana Wilson in the Weather Center tracking this as well. Dana, have you seen anything else that we may need to talk about?
No, I currently haven't. Still just tracking that storm that we were just talking about. Looking at our product right now, just like you were just saying about where it's moving. Still seeing right now some strong winds in that area. You know, if you are near Fairfield, well, I'm reading now, Fairfield County Airport, that area is going to be dangerous. You want to go to the center part of your house. Stay calm as well, some precautions you want to. If you're outdoors, you definitely want to move somewhere that is inside and safe throughout this duration, because this will be lasting up until 8:15. Also, even a mention of hail size. We're talking about close to a 1/4 inch of hail behind this as well. Is that also what you're seeing, Daniel?
Yeah, hail is certainly a possibility. So we're going to have to watch for the chance for some damaging hail. Hail obviously can cause damage to crops, and maybe not so much this time of year, but it can cause damage to crops when we're talking about more in the summertime, when we got a lot of those crops out there. Obviously damage to your cars and or the roofs of your house. But the big thing right now, as we've been talking about, is this tornado warning. We're going to click on it one more time, and we'll switch back to the velocity product here and show you that this warning does continue until 8:15. So again, radar indicated tornado, but nonetheless still a tornado warning until 8:15 for parts of Fairfield and Richland counties until 7:55. Getting another warning, a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect. So we're going to go back and see where this one is. Go back to my other radar here on another computer And this is a new warning. So this is a new warning for you guys in the southern half of the Midlands. Let's get some information on this newest warning here. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning until 9 o'clock. So this one's going to go on for about an hour, and we're going to talk about who's included in this particular warning. You see that blinking polygon there, that orange polygon. That means that it is a new warning at this point. So severe thunderstorm warning for Calhoun County, Bamberg County, Orangeburg County, and southeastern parts of Richland County until 9 o'clock. So this severe thunderstorm was located about 8 miles north of Bamberg, moving towards the northeast. Now this one, according to the National Weather Service, is moving at 55 miles per hour, so moving pretty quickly at this point. Damaging wind gusts are going to be the main hazard, but these things can rotate pretty quickly, so we'll have to watch if any of these embedded thunderstorms do start to rotate and produce a tornado. Hail threat is there, but again, the main threat at this point is going to be those damaging wind gusts. We'll switch back to the velocity product to see the velocity with this particular storm. Let's change products here. Live TV, clicking buttons. Here we go. We'll zoom in here a little closer. Regardless of whether this is producing a tornado or not, it is producing some damaging wind gusts, at least a possibility. We can get some of the, at least estimations on these. They're estimating at about 70 miles per hour. Now this is above ground, obviously, as the radar is in the sky a little bit, but we're watching the possibility for some damaging wind gusts. All right, let's go back to the tornado warning. That is I would say the main focus right now is the tornado warning still going on for parts of Fairfield and Richland County, and it's this red polygon area. I'll kind of highlight it here to show you exactly what we're seeing. Actually, I'll circle it. It's this red polygon area here. And so this is a relatively rural area, I have to be honest with you, but nonetheless, if this were to hold together, you're talking about it could impact Blythewood, it could impact Cedar Creek, some of the roads that are in this area, 269, Highway 321, and then down to 215 as well. So you're still talking about the possibility for a tornado in this area. I will say though, the velocity product doesn't show necessarily a tight rotation at this point. Nonetheless, still can't rule out some damaging wind gusts. My radar product brings us a little bit closer to just southeast of Peak. So let's zoom in a little closer. My radar product that I'm looking at on my other computer is showing the rotation generally in this area just south and east of Ryan at this point. But you notice on the on-air product not showing a whole lot. Again, this is a tornado warning. This is going to continue for another 14 minutes. We still do have this particular severe thunderstorm warning. We'll click on the information on it. Severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to continue for another 30 minutes. This is a long warning. This in this polygon area. And this does include parts of Calhoun, Lexington, Orangeburg, and Richland counties. This one has been moving generally towards the northeast, according to the National Weather Service, at about 40 miles per hour. And I don't want to fail to mention that most of the Midlands under this tornado watch until 2 o'clock this afternoon. The newest warning, not a tornado warning, but nonetheless could be producing some damaging wind gusts for you guys in the southern half of the Midlands. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning until 9 o'clock in this yellow polygon area here. Some of the specifics on this: Bamberg, Calhoun, Orangeburg, Richland until 9 o'clock. Damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. You do want to you want to stay away from windows and doors, even in this area, because of the possibility for damaging wind gusts. I'm going to send things over to Dana. Dana, what you seeing out there? I know we're looking at a lot of lightning being reported, at least for parts of the Midlands also.
Yeah, seeing a lot of lightning out there. Let's take a look at this, specifically in our area where we have these severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's learn more about that. Right now, okay. Yeah, so we're seeing for this one that's in Calhoun, Lexington, Orangeburg, and Richland, the most affected areas right now. Talking about near Irmo, Casey, honestly, mainly the central parts of the Midlands. That's going to be affected right now, and with this severe thunderstorm warning that we do have in effect, we're still keeping an eye on that tornado watch, because as that storm is going to be moving through, of course, we're talking about some strong gusts, exceeding 60 miles per hour. That's what I'm looking at right now. That could definitely cause some rotation that we're seeing. Let's take a look more into these thunder strikes that I'm seeing. Trying to see if I can get any information on these right now.
I can tell you, Dana, we can go. I can show you a product here real quickly.
Okay.
And we can kind of see, we can get a little bit more information on those lightning strikes. There is a lot of lightning, so that's another one of those issues. Doesn't necessarily make these severe, but there is a lot of lightning being associated with these storms. So with the lightning, we're going to kind of draw this line here. 39 strikes over the last few minutes, so a lot of lightning in general. I will say some of the stronger storms have been generally towards our south. You see there's a lot more lightning down in parts of Allendale, Bamberg, Barnwell counties, even down towards Georgia. So that may be stilling a little bit of our energy here in the Midlands. So that is certainly good news for us. But the bad news is we still do have this tornado warning in effect for Richland and Fairfield counties until 8:15, so another 10 minutes. And Dana alluded to this just a second ago. All, or at least most of us, are under the tornado watch. That includes Kershaw, Lee, Sumter, Richland, Lexington, Orangeburg, Calhoun, Clarendon counties until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So a large portion of the Midlands and the Palmetto State under this tornado watch until 2 o'clock. Still seeing a little bit of rotation on this tornado warned storm up towards Richland and Lexington. We're going to kind of go back to our velocity product here to see how this thing is kind of shaping out. Let's look at this. This looks like there's a little bit of rotation just south of Ryan. I mean, it's weak, but it's still there. So if you guys are in Ryan, this is in Fairfield County. Again, go to the centermost part of your house, away from windows and doors. There appears to be some weak rotation in here. Let me switch sources here real quickly. I'm reading some information from the National Weather Service. The tornado warning will be allowed to expire. Circulation has weakened. So this particular warning that we're still under for Lexington and Richland counties, this will be allowed to expire in about 9 minutes from now. So that is good news there. That one will be allowed to expire. We still do have the severe thunderstorm warning, though. That's going to continue for the central part of the Midlands. This is going to continue for another, let's get more information on this one more time. This is going to continue for another 24 minutes or so, and this does include Calhoun, Lexington, Orangeburg, and Richland counties. This was issued at 7:54, or at least updated at 7:54, and it's going to continue until 8:30. The other warning we've been watching, the newest warning, is for the southern part of the Midlands, a sliver of Richland County, and then it goes down to Calhoun County, into Orangeburg County as well. So I would say if you're traveling, maybe heading to church this morning, you do want to be very careful, especially in those areas that may be impacted later this morning, as these storms are going to be generally moving from west to east. But as this line of storms moves through, the weather should improve for the areas that have already been impacted by the storms. So let's get a little bit more information on this particular warning. This one continues until 9 o'clock, so another 53 minutes or so. This is Bamberg, Calhoun, Orangeburg, and that sliver of Richland County. 60-mile-per-hour winds with the small possibility for some large hail. We can look on the hail tracks to see if we've got any hail out there. I don't know if you can hear the rain at our studio here, but it is pouring right now here at WLTX. But we're going to switch sources one more time and see if we can look at the hail product, see if there's any hail with these storms. doesn't look like, not seeing much in the way of any kind of hail. We'll look at one more thing here, the hail tracks, not seeing much. So that's good news, but you see all the lightning still being produced by these storms. Let's go back to the velocity product one more time to see how these winds are blowing. We'll have to watch this one down here in Orangeburg. It's starting to rotate. It looks like it might be rotating a touch. So this may be one we'll have to watch closely for possible another tornado warning. You see here, possible a little bit of rotation in that area. No tornado warning for that particular cell, but I will say there is some rotation in that area. All right, I think it looks like the tornado warning has now been allowed to expire. Let's go back to it real quick before we leave this thing. But I believe this tornado warning has expired for Richland and Lexington counties. No, officially it is not expired as of yet. So we're going to stick with it another 6 minutes. A little rotation possible here. There's a couple of areas of rotation possible here. This one here just south of Winnsboro, a little rotation. I'm seeing it also on my other radar source. And outside of that tornado warning, a little rotation north of Winnsboro as well. Again, weak rotation at this point, but a couple of things we may just have to pay attention to for another few minutes. All right, let's go back to that other warning. This is the one that I'm watching closer though, because regardless, it looks like it's producing some strong wind. So you guys in Orangeburg County, possibility for some damaging wind gusts. Our velocity product showing 60, 65 miles per hour as that particular storm continues to move. Generally, let's see which direction they had it now. I'm trying to read stuff off the Weather Services page. Dana, do you remember the track on this one? I forgot how fast it was moving.
Yeah, they were saying that it's moving at 60 miles per hour, but I'll double check that for you.
Okay.
Learning more about that in 1 second. You're referring to this one that's in Richland and Orangeburg, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, 60 miles per hour, so some damaging winds for sure. We're still tracking that, watching it, because it is moving pretty fast. Some areas that could be affected is, 1 second, let me go to that. 55 miles per hour, actually, excuse me. It's 55 miles per hour, but wind gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour for this warning that we have here in Bamberg, Calhoun, Orangeburg, and Richland.
Yeah, we're still tracking this. That warning in Fairfield County will be allowed to expire. That's the biggest thing we've been kind of watching this morning. It is going to expire in another 3 minutes, and so we're going to kind of stick with this for about 3 minutes or so, and then when it expires, we'll go back to our regularly scheduled program, which is News 19 Sunday morning. So we are going to continue to kind of look at this for another few minutes. We're going to watch this particular tornado warning. There's been a little bit of rotation, but luckily it's been pretty weak at this point. So we're going to wait for this one to, we'll switch sources here, go back to our velocity product where the winds are blowing. And again, this tornado warning is about to expire. Indications are they're not going to extend it, so that is a good thing there. But if you see any damage and can safely shoot pictures, as always, you can send it our way. And of course, the National Weather Service likes to see what you guys are seeing as well, if there is any kind of damage out there, if you can safely shoot an image. So this warning continues. We'll go over the warnings real quick and then we'll get out of here. This tornado warning continues for another minute or two, officially until 8:15. And then this warning, which is a little bit of a larger warning, and it's kind of a long warning too, as far as time is concerned. It's going to continue until, let me click on it, until 8:30, so another 17 minutes. Again, that one was issued at 7:54, so it's been out there for quite some time, producing the possibility for some damaging wind gusts. A lot of rainfall with this, and this area does include Seven Oaks, Dentsville, downtown Columbia, obviously, St. Andrews, Lexington, and this is going to continue to move generally towards the northeast with these possible wind gusts. Moving towards the northeast at 40 miles per hour, and then the newest warning, not a tornado, but a bit concerning as it looks like they're trying to produce a little bit of a rotation in this area here. Again, not a tornado warning, but it looks like it's trying to rotate a little bit. So that's going to be the area we'll be watching closely. This is near Roseville. Regardless, it appears to be producing some strong winds. Cordova, Roseville, and then it's going to be moving looks like just south of Orangeburg near I-26 in the next few minutes. So that will be an area we're watching. That particular warning is a severe thunderstorm warning at this point, but would not doubt if they end up doing a tornado warning for that area. Again, not officially a tornado warning, but there is some rotation. It looks like it's starting to rotate a little bit. That warning there continues until 9 o'clock, so another 45 minutes for that particular area, and we're waiting on this storm, or at least this tornado warning, to expire. Let's see what time it is. I believe it's pretty close to expiring at this point. Yes, that warning for Fairfield County and Richland County has now expired. So we currently only have the severe thunderstorm warnings for the central part of the Midlands down to the southern parts of the Midlands. So we'll bring you more updates on air and online as needed. We'll be back in just a few minutes for News 19 Sunday morning.